It appears that Donald Trump, despite being no stranger to television, is closely following the January 6th hearings conducted by the House Select Committee investigating the Capitol riots. According to unnamed sources close to the former president, he has been watching the hearings with great interest and frustration. Trump seems to be hate-watching the proceedings, angered by the lack of defense for his actions. He reportedly expresses his displeasure to those around him, almost reaching the point of yelling at the TV. While someone familiar with the situation denies these claims, asserting that Trump has hardly watched any of the hearings, it is more inclined to believe the other sources stating his active involvement and distress over the lack of support. It is difficult for Trump to find individuals willing to defend him given his track record of inciting violence, spreading unfounded claims about voter fraud, and repeatedly lying about the outcome of the presidential election. He has lost numerous court battles and lacks evidence for his conspiracy theories. Trump has a long history of making false statements and promoting fear to further his own agenda, often disregarding the truth. His associations primarily consist of celebrities and wealthy individuals who hold power, while those who blindly support him are often ignored. He has allegedly engaged in adultery and lied not only to his wife but also to the American people. His presidency was marked by a long list of lies, which could be compared side by side to showcase his deceitful behavior. However, it seems that none of this matters to him anymore. He believes that he can do whatever he wants because his blind followers will continue to support him. If you look at pictures of Donald Trump, you'll notice that he rarely interacts with regular citizens. He surrounds himself with elites and treats politics as a game and a means to make money, rather than a genuine effort to improve the country. Interestingly, he is furious that the committee investigating the January 6th events does not include individuals like Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene, who share his extremist views. However, if they were included, he would still be upset, as he always finds a reason to be dissatisfied. Republican House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy prevented their participation in the committee, likely aware of the futility of trying to please Trump. There is no winning with him. His circle of sycophants will either fail to carry out his extreme demands or fulfill them and still face his criticism. Trump surrounds himself with entitled, spoiled individuals with criminal tendencies. This is his true nature, deeply ingrained in him since birth, and reinforced throughout his life. It is worth mentioning that Trump's anger towards McCarthy stems from the withdrawal of pro-Trump Republicans from the committee. Former President Trump has privately expressed for months that Kevin McCarthy's decision to withdraw pro-Trump Republicans from the committee was a mistake. This belief has become more evident as Trump closely watches the ongoing hearings, which aim to establish a case for criminal charges against him for conspiring to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Trump's advisors are reportedly triggered by the fact that they no longer hold power and cannot manipulate the investigation process to their advantage. They express frustration over not having insight into the committee's discussions, plans, and divisions, as it hampers their ability to prepare for potential outcomes. The disgruntled advisors, who are now excluded from the criminal investigation, are upset about the process in America. They compare it to the police investigating the police to ensure accountability. They perceive themselves as being sidelined due to their association with Trump, who wields terror over them, causing them to constantly walk on eggshells. This situation reflects the consequences of striking a deal with the devil, as there is no winning, and the devil's objective is to harm, not to help. Regarding McCarthy's reasoning for discouraging Republican members from participating in the investigation, he wanted to portray it as a purely political endeavor, labeling it as a Democratic witch hunt. However, it becomes challenging to make that argument when prominent Republicans like Liz Cheney, who is openly critical of Trump, are actively involved in the committee. Furthermore, Trump appointed officials, including 3 high-level Department of Justice (DOJ) officials, testified against him during the hearings, further undermining McCarthy's narrative. It will be extremely difficult for Kevin McCarthy or any Republican aligning with Trump to argue that this investigation is merely a political process without legitimacy. The hearings have been incredibly compelling, well executed, and supported by substantial evidence. They have presented undeniable receipts. It's intriguing to watch as even those Trump appointed, who he expected unwavering loyalty from, reach their breaking points and deal breakers. It's satisfying to witness this unfold. While they attempt to dismiss the validity of the investigation, their own words acknowledge its significance. The outcome remains to be seen. For now, if all we know is that Trump is freaking out about it, it provides some temporary relief. Individuals like him, who aim to undermine our electoral process, should face consequences. If it keeps them up at night, it offers some short-term satisfaction. However, the long-term implications are yet to unfold. I want to emphasize once again that this issue goes beyond the current incident and Trump administration officials. It is crucial to reflect on how we arrived at a point in America where a significant portion of the population is ready to believe baseless conspiracy theories and lies about our electoral process. This lack of trust in institutions, whether the press, politicians, or the establishment, is a major problem. We need to focus on rebuilding trust and promoting education. Encouraging people to seek information, fostering basic education, and valuing critical thinking are essential steps toward a more informed and free society.